3882. Yori Love Talk Show is a must for every lovers. Yori Love Talk Show is the program which lovers enjoy, bringing reunion, giving you best time to enjoy with your loved ones. Call your lovers to join this program as we roll it live on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday and Sunday with your man, Mr. Noble.
So why should you have to go and narrate all whatever is happening in your house, exposing your family, exposing your matrimonial home, your
always bragger and super with enough paparazzi on Monday 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Wednesday 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Thursday 11:30 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. Sunday 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Do you want to enjoy yourself or share your experience with us? Join us live on our online television on www.noblepeoplemedia.org, on Facebook Noble People International Magazine, on TuneIn Radio application with Noble People Radio, or subscribe to our YouTube channel with Noble People Television. For advert, call +44 74 24 20 7882. Yori Love Talk Show is a must for every lovers. Yori Love Talk Show is the program which lovers enjoy, bringing reunion, giving you best time to enjoy with your loved ones. Call your lovers to join this program as we roll it live on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday and Sunday with your man, Mr. Noble.
So why should you have to go and narrate all whatever is happening in your house, exposing your family, exposing your matrimonial home, your
always bragger and super with enough paparazzi on Monday 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Wednesday 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Thursday 11:30 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. Sunday 11 a.m. to...
My friend, they don't bring the bill, like just 12,000 naira.
See, that person will...
My friend Dakpo, now here they enjoy you. For where? I no get money to waste. Oh. All little money where I get, now investment. Now my friend Daily, now they spend money anyhow.
At Meritaport Nigeria Limited, we have flexible payment plan. No matter how small your income is, you will definitely have a land of your own and have a building on it. Yes, trust me.
My friend, they don't bring the bill, like just 12,000 naira.
See, that person will wise. Now you go teach the person will no wise. Now you go pay this bill. Me self, I won't buy land and build house. Shikena.
Correct. Now true talk be that too. Now the person way wise go teach the person way no wise. For your own land, just come to Meritaport Nigeria Limited. Number 1B, Alfredo Laya Street, Awuse Estate, Okpebi, Ikeja. Our telephone numbers be 0809 067 3078 and 081 7344 7111. Expecting you.
My friend Dakpo, now here they enjoy you. For where? I no get money to waste. Oh. All little money where I get, now investment. Now my friend Daily, now they spend money anyhow.
At Meritaport Nigeria Limited, we have flexible payment plan. No matter how small your income is, you will definitely have a land of your own and have a building on it. Yes, trust me.
My friend, they don't bring the bill, like just 12,000 naira.
See, that person will wise. Now you go teach the person will no wise. Now you go pay this bill. Me self, I wan buy land and build house. Shikena.
Correct. Na true talk be that o. Na the person wey wise go teach the person wey no wise. For your own land, just come to Merit Abode Nigeria Limited. Number 1B, Alfredo Laya Street, Awuse Estate, Okpebi, Ikeja. Our telephone numbers be 0809 067 3078 and 081 7344 7111. Expecting you.
My friend Dakpo, now here they enjoy you. For where? I no get money to waste. Oh. All little money where I get. Now investment. Now my friend Daily, now they spend money anyhow.
My name is Bani Abu. Welcome and thank you very much for joining yet another edition of Business Surgery here at Noble People International Magazine and Noble Television. Welcome our viewers and we hope you've enjoyed your weekend. How was your weekend? We know you have a great rest. You've got a great weekend. You've gone about doing all the things. But now we're back to another edition of Business Surgery. Today our topic is importance of strategy in business. Thank you very much, our viewer. Thank you very much for watching. Let me just greet the ones that are online. Thank you very much. Kike Damon, our own very noble police. Thank you for watching. Welcome, ma. Hello, how are you? Hope you're enjoying yourself. Hope you're studying well. Chris, welcome. Rachel, Madam Rachel, welcome. Welcome, Ebony, Ambassador, welcome. Good evening, ma. Good evening. Madam Rachel, good evening. Kike, welcome. Thank you very much, all our viewers, for joining us wherever you're watching us. We're live at the Art of London. And today, sit back, stay tuned, and listen to this program. You will be able to learn a lot of things, and you will know what to do, because there are times when you need to know what to do at the right time. And doing things at the right time will make you succeed. We're talking about the importance of business and strategy. Because when you want to do business, you need to do things in a formulated way, in a way that it will work well, in a way that you will be above your competitors, in a way that, because business is all about competitive advantage. You have to have competitive advantage over your competitors. That advantage is what puts you above your equal. That's why you say these people are the giant of today. They are the giant of that share in that particular market. So welcome all our viewers. Share this program. Stay tuned. Share this program to your friends, to your family, in your different groups that you are. I know we are all in different groups. So share to all the groups that you have. Let them enjoy this program. I know it will be beneficial to them and it will be beneficial to you. But you wonder, why did we bring up this topic, the importance of strategy in business? The essence of strategy is for you to decide how you will perform different activity differently than your competitors, how you do it differently. Because most times you might think, okay, it's the same things you're doing. We use this. If you outsource certain things in your business, you use the same outsource companies. You might be looking at. That's why you see things like conflicts. Sainsbury as the Tesco, they get the same conflict manufactured at the same places. So those are the things. But how can I do my business in a way that even though we are all the same, even though we sell the same product, even though we offer the same services, how can I perform better or differently? Welcome, Ayaba Praise. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much, everyone that is watching. My own very boss, how are you? Madam Yetunde, thank you very much for joining. Thank you. Welcome to this program. Is how you're going to perform your activity differently in a way that you do it in the right way, because business is all about ethics, like doing it in the right manner, way that is acceptable for you to operate well. This is based on but when you're doing it, it has to be based on your customer. Because you might be doing the same things, but you haven't got to serve the same customers. Let's say a Noble People television, maybe we're going to serve a customer who is actually, we're going on an African program, or we're going to support, let's say if we're going on an African pragma, yeah? If we're going there, the way we will tailor our package will be different from if we were going to the Commonwealth program, because you have different customers. You have different people to serve. So that's why I said it is based, your strategy will be based on your customer's need, the accessibility, the type of product and services that you have, the range of services that you have. So it's not based on you as an individual or on your own perspective. Because when you do things like that, you need to base it on your customers. Who are we serving? How are we going to serve them best? Because our business is all about serving people. And at Noble People International Magazine, we try to serve you the best way, and we try to do the best that we can to the best of our ability in order for you to get the right things. So now we're talking about the importance of business. If you have any question, you send it on, and we will be able to answer your questions. Send it to just type your question, and we'll be able to answer you as we go along. We want to let you know that when you do with things like this in business, and when it comes to strategy, it's all I know most times people talk about operational effectiveness. Operational effectiveness is not strategy. These are things that you do in a way that you would do it. You do your business in an operational, these are results, they're not the strategy. They're the outcome of your strategy. Operational effectiveness, they're the outcome. People think, oh, operational effectiveness is strategy. No, that's not a strategy. And over the years, most people have confused. Even Michael Poster said it in one of his reports in Harvard. It was talking about how people, managers, have actually been deliberating on it. They're trying to learn how to play the game on the rules, because in business, you have to see how flexible you can work. Because how you can adapt to situation, how easily are you adaptable to situation, how easily are you adaptable to issues surrounding your business, issues surrounding your customers, basically, because your business is more about your customers. In as much as you have things like your suppliers, you have yourself, the business owner, the shareholders, but they are part of the stakeholders. So we want to know. I know people will look at things like benchmark, how we will work effectively, like benchmarking. It is not because we want to gain competitive advantage. And positioning, when you talk about positioning is one of the art of strategy. It is one of the art of strategy. We were talking about positioning, I think it was 2 weeks ago. We were talking about positioning, and it is the art of strategy. But the thing is, people trying to reject it because they say it's static. Because it actually just stands still. It actually just stands still. It's not like moving. Because you know, these days we're talking about after 2009, 2012, after we had this recession period, things have been moving, things have been changing. The world is moving in a faster pace. Business is moving in a faster pace. Everyone is trying to become global leaders than national leaders. Because sometimes when you look at things, before you're trying just to compete within your own environment. But now with businesses, you have to try and compete globally. That's why you need global strategies. You have to try to compete globally, because you might think, oh, I am in London and I might just be working with people in London. No, you work with people maybe in Birmingham, people that are in Scotland, people that are everywhere, maybe in Africa, anywhere in Europe. So you're a global business. So, but people are actually struggling how to get along this thing, and they're thinking, okay, I think operational effectiveness will be the strategy. Operational effectiveness is not strategy, and these are the belief. When you're halfway through, it says it. And Michael Potter, I'll quote from you what actually he says. Thank you very much, ma. Welcome, Madam Seye. Welcome Abodu David. Welcome, ma. Welcome, Madam Baya, Odebaya, welcome. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for interacting on this program, and we really, really appreciate you all, all our viewers. May the Lord bless you, and thank you very much for watching. Share this program, invite your friends and your family, let them watch this program on Noble People International. Competition is like self-inflicting and not eventually the outcome. Because you look at it and you think, oh, this is, and that's actually which is the root. Because you might think, oh, I have a competition in this area, which actually is not a competition. So you look at it and you think, how do I make things to work well in a way that, because most of the tools you use, if you look at things and you say, okay, I want to do my business this way, people will copy it, people will do it. So how will you do, what will you do that will make it your own business idea, your own personalized within your company? There are things you know, do you know that someone can take a particular idea, move on with it, but it will not work the way it's meant because they don't have the original strategy, they don't have the original vision on how to work it. It's just like KFC. The last time we were talking about KFC was closed and they couldn't get chicken. But because the recipe is coming from a particular place, you've seen people making chicken everywhere, but their chicken doesn't taste the same way as KFC. It's just like Coke. People have made different type of drink, but the recipe of Coca-Cola is something that someone cannot imitate. There are certain things that you will do that people cannot imitate. They'll try to make things like Coke. You've seen Pepsi, you've seen other things. They'll try to make things that look like Coca-Cola, but it will not taste the same way. So that's exactly what I am trying to say. There are things which people can copy. They can copy the way you talk, they can copy the way you walk, but the way you do things they will not be able to copy it, because it's just like how God have put in a particular DNA in you that it's only you can do it that way. That's the same thing what we're talking about here on operational excellence, effectiveness, and strategy. There are things that no one can copy it. Trust me, no one can copy it. So when it comes to that, people think, oh, I have a competitor in this, but do you do the things in the same manner? How do you get the same outcomes? You might be doing it differently, even though, let's say, even if you sell clothes. I went to actually a luncheon sale where people were selling clothes. There was a lady who actually was selling clothes, Shiba Concept. So when you look at things, the way she will sew a clothes or design a clothes is different from someone else, the way the person will design their clothes. In as much as they all sell clothing, but it will be on a different scale. So that's exactly what we're talking about here. Operational excellence, is it necessary? It's necessary, but it's not sufficient. Operational effectiveness, not operational excellence, operational effectiveness is necessary, but it's not sufficient. Michael Porter says it's actually not sufficient for operational excellence to work. The operational effectiveness have to work together with a strategy. You need to get a strategy to put in place for you to work effectively. You need to get that strategy. You need to know what are you going to do, how are you going to do it. How are you going to create and sell your product? How are you going to deliver your product? Because sometimes people are doing services. How do you deliver your service? In a way that when your customer look at it, they look at it like, wow, that's the best. Have you got a customer who have left you and go to someone else and then they look at it like, no, that's not the service I get from company Y and company Z. So the thing will be different. So whatever you're doing, try to do it to the best of your ability. Try to do it to the best of your knowledge. Try to improve on whatever you're doing. Your services, your product, improve on it. That's why most times companies spend money on product development. How do you develop your product? Develop on your product. Improve on it. Think, okay, maybe I will make a little bit of handle. If it's a copy you're selling, maybe curve the handle a little bit, and then they might look like, wow, that look great. Oh, this look wonderful. That is what we're talking about today. The idea of it, the essence of strategy. Because operational effectiveness is not enough for you to perform well. You have to put a strategy added to it for you to perform well. You see, like the Japanese. That's why when it look like Japanese car, it's different from Ford. Yeah, I really prize. Don't get me wrong. I'm really British. I really prize a British product. But if you look at the way the Japanese manufacturers of cars, how they operate, is different from the way people like the English company like the Ford or any other company will operate. So people start adapting their own strategy. They start adapting the way the Japanese people they work. Japanese people, if you go to Japan, it's a small place, but they've got one of the most beautiful city because of the way they work, their strategy, the kind of strategy they use. That's why I always say, if you want to do something, learn from the best. Meet people that you know they can do it better than you and learn from them. It's funny when sometimes people know that you're better than them, but what they'll try to do, what they'll try to do is to bring you down. No, you don't need to bring that person down. You don't need to bring that company down. Go to them, find out how they're doing it, how you can work the best. That's why we say operational effectiveness can be copied. It can be copied. You look how they're doing it, learn from them, learn how you can do things. We all learn every day. And the more you do it, the more you'll be perfect. The more you do it, the more you will be able to work. You will be able to get operational excellence. We were talking just now about operational effectiveness. That's when you get operational excellence. The more you work at it, the more you work at what you do. So now we come back to this thing about operational excellence and strategy. Why is strategy important? Because when it comes to competitive rivalry, if you're able to get productivity right, because you want to be at the top, the frontier, that means being on top of your productivity, because everything is about result. Business is about the result you give. It's not, you can get the best strategy. If you don't put it in place, you will not get the result. You need to get it right, and you need to use the right step, the right formula, the right strategy. How do you go about it? Because with strategy, you have everything that you need to know. You need to get the right step, the right management team. We talk about things like TQM. You're wondering what's TQM? That's called total quality management. When you're doing your business, when you're giving your services, you need to know about total quality management. That is from the beginning of your product to the ending till you sell to the customer, till after sales. You know, sometimes people sell to you, they don't call you to find out how is this product going. What do you have to have a strategy for that, to know how do I sell to my customer? TQM, total quality management. You hear that most of the time in places like governmental organization, in cars manufacturing company, car dealers, they talk about this most of the time, TQM. That's why you see sometimes a complaint, you see like the cars like Audi, they recall their cars. You've heard about it. I believe most of you have heard about how they recalling their cars because of brakes. Toyota recalling cars because of brake. It's not just cars. Even car seats. We've heard about that. When companies are manufacturing car seats, recall their product because they've noticed at the end. Imagine they've done all the manufacturing, they sell it out to customer, but after they've got feedback from the customer, they notice that there's something wrong or something I've been playing about, or people are coming back with feedback, negative feedback. When you get negative feedback, it's not for you to get angry with the people that are giving you negative feedback. You should always be happy with anyone that gives you feedback. Don't be happy with people who, if you're a small business, don't be happy with people who are yes sir people around you. They just say, oh yes, it's good. Oh yeah, yes sir, you are the best. Oh yes, you are the best. No. Let them be able to give you feedback to say this. You will learn from it and you walk through it. You will learn from it, you will walk through it, you will develop. That's what these big companies do. That's why you hear them recalling product back. Because they've heard that from people who said, oh, maybe we like that Audi car, it's fast, but the brake is a little bit faulty. If you release the brake, it goes faster than when you're trying to stop. These are the kind of things. That's what you talk about TQM, total quality management. It's continuously improving on what you're doing. Improve on what you're doing continuously. So that's what you need to do. And from that, you'll be able to stand firm above your competitors. You'll be able to stand at the standpoint. You'll be able to, if you keep continuously improving your services, you keep continuously improving your, do review. Review your services. There are some companies who actually do 3-month review. Companies like even Google, they do review 3 months. Review your services. Review your business. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much, Pastor Pauline, for watching. Thank you very much, Madi Mise. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much, Alimami Bangura. Thank you very much. We've got different. This you see why we were talking about global, about competing globally, not just nationally, because most of the viewers we've got people from Holland and different places watching us. So that is how it is. But when you're looking at it, you need to know, how do you stand above? How do you adapt to things that will be able to put you above your competitors? And productivity frontier. How can you maximize your value? How do you maximize your value? What are the things you need to do to maximize your value in order for you to have this operational effectiveness, which will lead, because with operational effectiveness plus strategy will lead to operational excellence. So you need to know, how do you get about it? You need to maximize the value of your company. You need to maximize the things you do. You don't need to stay the same way all along. The people, the same thing they know you for. If you were just selling, let's say, pen, you start improving and adding books to it, in adding folder to your business. Don't just stop at pen company. If we look at things like Kodak, they were just selling camera and films. Now they go to things like computers, laptop. You improve, you try to improve on your product, you try to improve on your services. Try and see how can you improve on it. We know nowadays everyone wants to get the best technology. Get the best that is suitable for your business. Get what is suitable for the business, what you need in your business. Don't get things because people are getting it. Because as I said earlier on, everything you do have to be subjected around your customer's need, around the type of product and services that you provide. Not because people are doing it. Do it because it will improve your product, it will improve your services, it will give you a total quality management. There are companies who even have steps, and they even have procedures for that, to see how do we improve our total quality management. How are we doing? Because you need to know how you're doing it in the market. How are we doing? Are we improving? Are we decreasing? Is our number increasing every day? Or is our number decreasing every day? Because you want to be better every day. So that's how you need to look at it. You need to see how can you shift forward. Are we going to lower our costs? If we lower our costs, are we still adding value at the same time while we lower our cost? You need to know that. You need to know when and how do you do benchmark. Benchmark is like getting the same thing with another. Most times I use Tesco's, Aldi, and maybe Sainsbury, because they're doing the same things. They're doing the same thing. It's easy for everyone to understand that one. They're doing the same thing. How do you benchmark? But you don't want to look the same as your competitors. You want someone to go to your company and know that, oh, this is this. This is In Figures Limited. In Figures Limited, this is what they do. This is Noble People. Noble People, this is what they do. They do it different from other media companies. So that's exactly how you want to do it. In as much as you want to benchmark, but at the same time, you want to have that competitive advantage over your competitors, not to look the same. You don't succeed at similarities. You succeed at differences. That's why they say the essence of strategy is to decide how to perform activity differently from your rivals or competitors, differently from how they do it. So when you talk about it, you see how do you benchmark, but in a more way that is competitive convergence. How do you do it? How do you try to be distinct? It's the distinction between you and your competitors. That is exactly what we're talking about. The last, I think it was the last program, we talked about strategic positioning, how to attempt to attain sustainable competitive advantage. Because it's not just to get a competitive advantage. It's just like, when you were going to school, you do things like report card when you were coming first, but you don't need to come first today. The next day you come third, you come fourth. How can you sustain it? Sustainability, sustainable competitive advantage by preserving it. What do you make for your company to be distinct? How can you distinguish your company from another company that you all don't look the same? The restaurant, how will I go to restaurant A and let me use like African restaurant. How will I go to restaurant, let's say 805, and I go to Kulankuzi, and I go to places like Mingo's, and how can I go and they all don't look the same, the food all don't taste the same? That's exactly what we're trying to talk about. How will you distinguish yourself from one another? How will people know who you are? Because you always have to give that extra touch, that little extra that you make that will make the difference. The little extra that you will make to your customers, that you make to your services, that will make the difference. That's what we're trying to talk about here. Strategic position is attempting how to obtain or achieve sustainable competitive advantage. How do you distinguish yourself for you to stay on a regular basis on top? In as much as you and your competitors, you provide the same things. I know here we're talking about competitive advantage and strategy. Even my boss was asking me, when he asked what the topic was, I said strategy. He said strategy again. I said yes, because the reason, this will be the final one on it, but the reason of it is for you to get it. There are keys that you need. If you get your strategy right, you will get everything right in your business. Business is all about strategy. If you get it right, you get everything right on your business. You just need to follow the steps. It might sound big. It might sound like, oh, this is a lot of work. No, it's not. You just need to get the steps right. And if you get things right, you're flying with flying colors. You're off. And you are out there to perform well for you to get the business going well. So there are key principles or underlying things about strategic position. You need to know when you're dealing with strategy, is for you to create that uniqueness and valuable position involving different steps and set of activities. You need to know, how do I use it in different activities? You don't use the same strategy for the same things. That's why I was talking about when you're competing nationally and internationally, you get things like Absalom model. Because if you're going internationally, then you have to think like things like Absalom model. How do I use it? Because that's talking about how do you operate in an international world when you have to adapt your product. Adaptation. That means when you have to make your product, is if I am doing particular business in London, that will not be the same way I would go and operate if I was doing the business in Nigeria or if I was doing the business in Sierra Leone. Because the price, if I charge them, let's say for accounting, if I charge them £1,000, there might be so much of money. So you need to know, do I need to reduce my price? Yes, you have to try to adapt. You need to try to put it in a way that it's convenient for them, in a way that when they use the product and services, in as much as it's the same, but you use it in a different way. You see people doing clothes. If you're sewing for things like in Africa, the way you will sew the suit will be different. You're not going to put too much layers on it because here it's cold. So you're going to make it in a way that I feel warm. If you were making it in Sierra Leone, you will make it in a way a little bit lighter. That's why most times you see most of the shirts they sell there are cottons. So that's the kind of things we're talking about. How do you create that uniqueness for you to give value to your customer? How do you create that uniqueness? You need to be unique. You need to be unique. As I say, you You will not succeed if you're doing the same thing just like everyone else. In as much as you have to benchmark, but you have to have that distinction between you and the rest. As we're talking about that, you need to know how you're going to emerge. There are different sources when you talk about emerging from strategy. There are few things that you need to know. Am I going to serve few customers with the same offer need? Would that mean we're talking about niche? I know most of you would have heard about niche. You know, sometimes people talk about, okay, I only work, let's say like recruitment. Sometimes you say, I only serve care recruitment. I don't do, if you have like retail recruitment, go somewhere else. I only deal with care. I only deal with military personnel. I only deal with, let's say, banking industry. But those people are specialized. If you look at the recruitment industry, look at Manpower, you will see how they do business. These businesses, they have a niche. It's not, that doesn't mean they're discriminative. No, they're not discriminative. They just have a niche. They just know that if I serve this particular industry, I will be able to operate well. If I serve this particular ethnic group, I will be able to operate well. I'll be able to make more profit. Because when we're talking about your net worth, you need to connect with, your net worth needs to connect with your human asset. Basically, the people that you know you can operate with. You might have a great idea, but there are certain, maybe you might not be able to operate in a field or with certain people. Tell me why. Because let's say that's why you go to places and they have like, in Conakry, there was a time I was living in Conakry. If you want to do business in Conakry, you have to have something they call patron. If you're not a Guinean, no matter how much money you have, if you want to start a business there, this is like something like we call barrier to entry. If you want to go and do business there, you have to have someone who is a Guinean, of Guinean origin, who can speak French fluently. They speak English, don't get me wrong, they speak English there. But someone who can speak French fluently, that will be your boss. All your business transaction will be done by that person. Because that's how they make it, in a way that you don't go and take the money and run away. But it's a good way and it's working, and it's one of the African countries actually, in as much as it's small, but they don't have much resources, mineral resources, but they're doing pretty well because they have a set strategy for how they do things. So that's what you're talking about. How am I going to do it? How will I match in a way of a distinction? Am I going to be serving few customers? Do I have a niche? Do I have a niche? Or am I going to be serving broad customer on a broad level? Maybe I will be serving few customers on a bigger scale. Let's say like a consultancy. As an accountant, let's say I will only be doing accounting or bookkeeping for the person. But then you can look at it on a bigger scale to say, okay, I'll do consultancy for you, which I will do your marketing, I will do your accounting, I'll do every other thing. I'll do HR, all the other things associated. So that's what they're talking about. Are you going to serve fewer customers or fewer needs of more customers? Fewer needs of more customers, or you're going to serve broad needs of fewer customers? What are you going to do? Or are you going to serve the needs of many customers in a broad market, in a narrow market? So these are the things you need to know. Which one are you going to do? How are you going to do it? You need to choose, because you cannot serve everyone, and you cannot. There is something that they say: if you are at peace with everyone, if we are at peace with everyone, then it's good. But if everyone is at peace with you, then you're compromising with a lot of things. That is the same thing when it comes to business. You will not be able to serve everyone. There are some people who will say, no, I don't want this. There are some people who say, oh, I will not want to choose noble people. Even though they are the best, they can give you everything. You will get people who say no. But there are people who will say, now because we're going to give them red carpet, we're going to give them photographers, we're going to do MC for them, we're going to provide all the necessary things on media, we advertise for them, they will say, yes, we want that services. So it's not everyone that will work with you, but you will definitely get the people that will work with you, because some people want the best. Some people want to only connect with the best. So that's what we do. And here we try to give you the best, and we try to give you a services that is second to none. When you hear something that is second to none, that means you cannot find it in no other place. So that's what we're trying here to give you. So that's exactly what it comes to strategy in creating uniqueness and giving valuable services to customer. Strategy, there are another reason for strategy. You can do strategy in a way to make it a trade-off in competing. You can say, okay, I'm giving up every other thing. To say, okay, we'll say, okay, all what we're going to do for you, we'll just go in there, we record for you as Noble Television. We'll go there, we'll provide you the red carpet, do the interviews, and that's it. You find your own MC, you find what you're doing, because this is where we specialize in, and this is what we're going to give you. And as I tell you, we'll give you the best. So you need to know, trade-off is like to choose what not to do. You see, earlier on, that's why I tell you, when I do my program, I don't do my program based on picking on something, picking on an organization, picking on individual. I'll do my program based on what exactly is stated on book, on formulas, and on models. And that's why if you look, you can relate. If you go back to most of the topic I've been doing, you can actually relate to them. Now, you remember the last time when we started this year, I was telling you, don't do goals, do things that you're not supposed to do. That was actually my first topic for this year. That's what it comes to trade-off. Trade-off is to choose what not to do. So you see, I always tell you that I don't make up my program because I want you to learn things. I want it to be in a way that when we do business, when your business grow and when you've got enough profit, you can come back to us at Noble Television to say, oh, I'm organizing an end of year party. I want you people to do our meet therefore, so we can benefit through your business as well. So most of the things I'm going to teach you are things that actually are taught in school, things that are taught on business program, on business expo. These are the things I will give you. I'll give you the right information in order to help your business grow. I'll not give you information. I will not come here, waste an hour or 30 minutes just to bring someone down or just to bring someone's business down. No, I'm not that type of person. I have to be professional, and that's what I'm doing right now. Most of the time, if you listen to the program, I'll make reference to the last one, because most of these things we teach, they're interrelated. So I told you the last time, the first program in this year, I told you about this year, don't write, when you're writing a goal, don't write things that you need to do. Write things that you're not supposed to do. And that's what we've come to as well. Strategy is required for you to make a trade-off in competing. What am I not supposed to do? Some competitive activities or in things that are incompatible. Yeah? There are some things that are incompatible to your business. Don't try doing it. As I said in this program, don't do what everyone is doing. Do things that you can be able to serve your customers well. Do things that will be able, that are in line with your vision, with your aims and your objective. Do things that will give you profit, that will make you get a share of the market share. That's why we're doing business. As I always tell you, business is about making profit. You've got other hidden things in it, but your objective is about, in as much as you're going to serve customers, you're going to do things, but the bottom line in business is about making profit. Or you can go as a non-profit organization if you want. But if you're as an entrepreneur, you have to be a profit organization. That's why you do tax at the end of the year. Even the government know that. That's why they ask you for a tax return, and that's why they ask you for your final accounting at the end of the year, because they know that you're doing business. Your motive of doing business is to make profit. So we're talking about trade-off. Trade-off is things that you're not supposed to do. Do things that are competitive, that are compatible to your business objective. Don't do things that everyone is doing. Do things that can only make you achieve your goal. Do things that can only make you achieve your objectives. As I was telling you earlier on, like MTQM, which is total quality management. Do things that actually are compatible in improving your services, in improving your product. That's what you're going to do. Don't just do things because time wasted. If you waste money, you might be able to make a profit next year and gain it. But if you waste time, let's say 2017 will not come back again. 2017 would have gone. So time is something that is not easily recoverable. Money can be recoverable, but not time. So don't waste your time just doing things just because you want to do it, because people are doing it, or because people say that's the next big thing. Don't waste your time. Make yourself in a way that you have a unique niche, that this is what we're going to do. These are the kind of people I'll serve. We talk about, and one of the examples here I've got for you is Neutrogena. Their soap. When they were making soap, they look at their soap and say, okay, our soap is not for beauty. Our soap is not for deodorant, just for the smell. Our soap is to cure. It's a cleansing soap. Yeah? That's the example they've used on this book, on the book. They said their soap was not for deodorant. Their soap is to cleanse, it's to healing, it's for healing. So get a niche. Know what you're supposed to do, not what you're not supposed to do. Find out what am I supposed to do, and then all the other things that you're not supposed to do and that is not adding value to your business, forget it, ignore it, and leave it alone and move on, because then you will be wasting time. You don't need to waste time. This is 2018. We need to run fast. The year is, we almost we've just finished Easter. Before you remember, it's Christmas. Summer is just here now. So that's why we need to do. We don't need to waste time. We need to start making the money now before Christmas. We want you people to invite us at Noble Television for Christmas function, so that we can go and do your red carpet Christmas function, so that we can go and do maybe your MC. If you want us to go and do your MC, if you want us, maybe we want people to provide your cameraman, your photograph, and other things. Any other thing you want us to do, we can do it. We do red carpet coverage here at Noble Television. So that's what exactly we're going to talk. What are the things that you're not supposed to do? What are the things that you're supposed to do, and find out what you're not supposed to do and cut it off. Cut it off, because you're talking about your sales. You need to find out, because some of these things will waste your expenses, even admin expenses. A lot of these things, they will waste it. So you need to do business in a way that you're trying to be profitable. So the third step when it comes to key principle in underlining strategic positioning. In strategy, you have to create a fit. Where do I fit in? Right? Where do I fit in? As we're talking, just like we're talking about this, does it fit? Yes. Where do you fit among, where do the strategy you're coming about? That's why I said in strategy you have to take the right step. You have to use the right strategy for your business. Where do you fit in amongst your business activity? Where do you fit? Where does the strategy fit among your business activity? What are you going to do? How do you do? What are the ways? What are the activities that it can interact with and reinforce one another? Because when you're doing things like that, you need to get the strategy in a way that it fits with your business. It aligns with your business objective, as I'm saying. It aligns with your business objective in a way that you do it. What are you going to do? Are you trying to do a low-cost strategy? Sometimes we talk about minimizing portfolios and turnover fit. How do you minimize things so that it fits your turnover? How do you minimize activities? Your activity, is it not mutually reinforcing? Is it mutually reinforcing to your goals? Are you trying to, is it working towards your strategic competitive advantage in a way that you will be able to make a profit? Let it be interlocking into the system. That's what we're talking about, fit. Your strategy should fit. That's why we talk about putting a square peg in a round hole. Yeah, it should fit, because if you put a square peg in a square hole, it will fit. That's exactly what you're talking. They see, that's why I've come back again to my point. So it has to fit. It has to fit in a way that things fit in order for you to get the result that you want. They have to interlock with your system. Do I have the right system? Do I have the right technology to do it? If it's done manually, do I have the right manpower to do it? Because anything that is done manually need to involve human beings. If it's technology, then you need to involve technology or computer or something else, or a robot or whatever. Employees need guidance about how to depend. You see, that's when it comes to strategy and employee, sometimes people look, and because you think you haven't got the right competitive edge, or you're looking at, oh, my competitors are copying what I'm doing. Yeah, it's good to they can copy, but there are some things they will not be able to do exactly as you do it. That's exactly what we're saying. Broaden it instead of, so you have to go deep into it. Go deep into the strategy. Go deep into your competitive advantage. See how you can improve it. TQM, how you can get a total quality management control. How are you going to do to improve on your services? Deep into it. Don't start changing your strategy because someone is copying it. No, keep doing it because you're good at it. You do it well. Trust me. It's only you that can do it that way. So deepen into it. Don't compromise. Because sometimes, instead of broadening into it, sometimes people compromise and start doing something different. Don't be something different. Be you. It's just like as an individual. Be you. Be yourself. Be your company. Do the thing how you're going to do it. Keep doing it and stay focused when you're doing things like that. Stay focused in whatever you're doing, in the activities, so that it will fit. In a way, be disciplined. Get a clear goal, get a clear strategy. Now make sure you have the right leadership. Because when it comes to strategy, you have to have people who are strategic thinker. Last week we were talking about strategic thinking. You have to have people who are strategic thinker, who can think outside the box and can say, okay, I will do it this way, this way. So that's what you need to do. You need to have the right communication system. Clear communication will help in a business. Communicate well. Learn to communicate when you're dealing with business. Communicate well, and this will help you. If you make the right choice, a company always needs to have a change in its strategy when you know that there's a major lapse. If you know that something is not working right, check the strategy. Am I using the right strategy? Is it the right one we're using? What strategy we're doing? Which way are we doing it? Are we doing it in a way that we're doing it in the right way? Do we have the right managers to do it? Do we have operational effectiveness for the strategy? Is it essential? You put things, everything have to be in place. Let everything be in place, and you'll be able to work well. In this way, you need to know. First of all, let's do a recap now. First, decide the concept of the activity. What is the activity? Why are you doing the activities in your business? Why are you doing that product? Is it a new product? Is it a new market? You need to know, is this a new market or is it a new product? If it's a new market, like let's say you live, let's say we take Noble magazine here. Yes, ma. Oh, thank you very much, sir, for the compliment. Thank you, Michael Ola Omowa. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Bumi Roach. Thank you. Oh, I haven't seen you for a long time. Thank you very much. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Thank you very much, everyone that is watching us online. Thank you. The Lord bless you, and we hope this program will be a blessing to you. So for right now, before I'm not going on a break, but I'm just going to, before I carry on about strategy, I'm just going to take a quick advert, which I'm going to talk about Merit Abode. This is a company from Nigeria. This is an advert. This is a company. If you want to buy a plot of land, this is just like an advert. We're just going on a break, but it's not like a break. We're just going to rest so that you don't think, wow, this all we're talking about is strategy. This is too much for me. Oh, it's not too much. Listen to it back. Sit back. Listen to what we're talking about. See how you can reflect on it. It's not one day. You know, just like they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. Business wasn't built in a day. We talk about Richard Branson. We talk about Lord Sugar, Alan Sugar. These people, they didn't start business today. They did not start business today. They've started business years back. Some of us were not even born. So you look at it in a way that Richard Branson, in one of the articles I was reading on the newspaper, says he started 50 years business 50 years ago. I'm not yet 50. So then how will I compete with someone who is older than me, wiser than you. So you need to know, you need to set your target well, you need to set your strategy right so that you work in a way that is the right competitive advantage. So now we're talking, as I said, we're just going on a short break. It's not a break, we're not going away. I'm just going to give you an advert which talk about Merit Abode. Actually, it's a Nigeria limited company, and this is to buy land. Do you want to buy land in Nigeria? To buy a plot of land. If you buy one for me, buy me one town lot, so I will build a small house where I can go to in Nigeria. Buy a plot of land in any of our Emirate Garden city series. Wow, when you talk about Emirate Garden, that is like creme de la creme. You're talking about first class area. Buying a plot of land where you will get royalties, where you're going to sit with the creme de la creme, the best amongst equal. You see, that's what we're talking about here. They're giving you 25% discount if you want to enjoy, you can enjoy up to 25% discount of Merit Abode. Wow, this is good. So they have on them Emirate Garden city location, Simawa, Ebuju, Lekki, Aripo, Abara, all these places where you want it. So if you want to buy any land, if you want to be a property investor, the property investors, you want to buy land, they've got different prices which you can do. Actually, they even have they've put, hold on, here they've put upright payment. They have discounted figures. In as much as you're getting a 25% discount for your land, you actually have an installmental payment. So you don't need to have everything in one go. You see, that's why I said you can buy one for yourself and buy one for me. Don't I deserve to be given a plot of land? Okay, so you have different type of lands. You have different square meters of land, and they have different outright payment you can do on a contract base. It's just like your phone contract. You see, you have different amount of money you can pay. On the Emirate phase one 10%. Wow, you got 200 square meter. You can only pay £2,500 for out. Even here you cannot get a land like that. You see, this is really reasonable and affordable. So look at it, contact them. Let me give you the full details. Okay, these are the payment installation that you can do. They've got phase 1, phase 2, home. So now if you want to contact them, their contact number, the London contact number is 074 69 901 3825. You contact Ola Judy in Nigeria, 00234 70616 82893. So I'll repeat the number again. The London number is 074 6901 3825. The number in Nigeria is 00234 7061 682893. Their head office is 1B Alfred Olaye Street, Awusu Estate, OPB, Ekija, Lagos State. They've got different contact number on different branches. You've got the Lotto office, Merit Abode, Nigeria Limited, besides car park, be Reverend Joshua Akindayomi Way. So that's the details for them. You can email them. The email is actually info@maryabud.com or maryabud@yahoo.com. They are on Twitter. Wow, they're on Twitter. Merit Abud Naija, as in Nai and J-A. Yeah, Merit Abud Naija. If you go to Twitter, you can find them. If you go to Facebook, it's Facebook. Even me, I will add them and see, so we can be following up on these things. If you want a plot of land, it's the right time for you to get your own house. Your own house is better than renting. You know, sometimes we all want to go on holiday, and when we go on holiday, we start going to hotel. But if you have your own prestigious house like this, why do you need an hotel? So contact Merit Abroad, and they will be able to get you a land, whether it's a land you want, whether there is a house you want, whatever you want, whatever is your need in the property market, you will be able to contact it. They will be able to serve you well. Their website is www.meritabode.com. So contact them and you will be able to buy your own land. It's just for a small deposit. You can deposit from 2,500. Come on. Some of your Gucci bags are more than 2,500. So if you want this thing, contact them in Nigeria, contact them in London office, and you will be able to get your own plot of land. Outright price is 12,500, which is you can. This is a nice house. Wow, it's a nice house. Even me, I would like this one. After just looking at the interior of this house, it makes me feel like I want to go to Nigeria right now. The houses are really good. That's three bedroom apartment. Outright price is 12,500 for a 2-bedroom apartment, and you can pay installmental package of 675 pounds. And outright price for a 2-bedroom house is 8,655 pounds, which is installation payment of 675 pounds again. The interior view is very good. When I look at it, it just makes me want to go on holiday straight. Let's pack this topic and just go on holiday. We are going on summer holiday, Let's go on summer holiday now to Nigeria. So that's what we're talking about. So even semi-detached complex on the Emirate Villa, outright price is 57,695 francs, and you can pay installation payment of 965 pounds installation. They're now selling. Contact them at Merit Abroad, and the number to contact is 074-6901-3825, and the Nigeria number is 002347061682893. So if you want to go into the property ladder, this is the right time. The time is now. This is the time for you to start it. Start getting your foot little by little. You know, before you used to say, oh, I need to have how many thousand, I need to credit, you need to go to the bank. This one, with this kind of amount, you don't even need to go to the bank for you to start your own, to get your feet into the property ladder. So contact them on Meritable and you will be able to get what you want. And they will be able to show you what to do. They give up to 25% discount. Do you want to enjoy 25% discount? Why not contact Meritable? And for your up to 25% discount, they will tell you they have 10%, 15%, different prices. So contact them now, and you will be able to get your own feet on the property ladder. So stay tuned. Now we get back to strategy. For you to get the strategy right, you need to, you see, that's another strategy of getting into the property ladder. Start buying in bits. Now, first of all, you need to describe the concept of the activity. We're back. Welcome back, my viewer. Thank you very much. Welcome back. Welcome all of you. Thank you very much for watching. And we hope you've actually enjoy this program. Now we'll finish the property ladder. We're back to the strategy. Strategy, you need to know, decide the concept of the activity. Why am I doing this activity? What is this activity for? Who am I serving? What result do I want? What impact do I want to make in society? That's the result. The result is the impact. The strategy is the procedure. So what impact do I want to make in the society? How will I use it? Use the understanding of competitive advantage in it. You need to know what's the idea, how do I get it done? You need to explore the economic system and the complementary function What do you mean by that? You need to explore what is around you, your surrounding, the budget, what amount do you have, what money do you have. When we talk about doing things that are, let's say if you want to organize an event, do we have funding? Is there funding? Will I have people that will sponsor me? Do I have the money to just get it out of my pocket? Can I go to the bank? That's what we're talking about here. Explore the economic system of complementary functions. So find out, how do I get it? Where do I get response? Is it an internal or an external way for me to get it? How am I going to get it? Which way do I get it? You need to know, do I have the right managers? Do I have managers that align with functional? Do I have the aligned functional managers? Basically, do I have the managers that I can put them on date without me giving them step A, B, C? I'll tell them this is a concept. As we said in the first one, you need to know the concept of the activity. You give them the concept and they run with the concept. That's exactly you need to do. That's what they're saying. Do I have the right managers, aligned functional managers? Can my managers function well in that activity? You see, that's when when you talk about field. In the field, when you talk about things, when you go, can they adapt? That's what we were talking about earlier, adaptation. Adaptation. Can they adapt in any field? That's why when some businesses go abroad or they want to go, let's say a company leave UK and want to go and open another branch, let's say in Africa, they employ people that are on the ground, because there are some things that if you want to go out in the field, or depending on where, like in the rural area, some of the stuff, like you might think, okay, because I'm black, I can go anywhere in Africa. No, because your body system or the temperature, you're not used to that heat out there. When you live here and go there, sometimes you struggle as well, and that will deteriorate the productivity of the business. So you need to know, do I have people who can just jump in there, I give them the concept and they can run with it, they can perform well in every situation? Can they climatize easily? Are they easily adaptable to situation? These are the things you need to know. Do they need centralized coordination? Can we coordinate well here? It's just, I'll give you a pretty good example for this. We were talking about blockchain. There was an election held in Sierra Leone, and they used a system which is actually called blockchain. But it was actually a struggle, because blockchain wasn't supposed to use on a manual system. It was supposed to be used on an electronic voting. So people went down there, in as much as they sent their own staff down there, but it didn't work well. The strategy wasn't right. So that's the same kind of thing. You need aligned functional managers. In as much as they send their managers right down there, they couldn't operate in the right manner. So these are the things we're talking about. So you need to know all these kind of things. You need to put the things right. Put your strategy right. And if you put your strategy right, you will be able to work well. Get the right leadership. People who can decentralize. They don't have to rely on you. Do you have managers, or they have to come to you for every instruction? You have to give them instruction A, B, C, D. They don't think out of the box. You have to get people who can think out of the box. Strategic thinkers. You might think, why is she repeating that? Yes, you have to, the role of a leader, the role of leadership, when it comes to business and strategy, the role of leadership is challenging, because you have to reestablish a clear strategy, and often primarily an organizational one, and it will depend on your leadership. For your strategy to work well, it will depend on your leadership. We were talking about transactional leaders, charismatic leaders. I was talking about leadership the last time. I was talking about transactional leaders, charismatic leaders. Charismatic leaders are people who, they can go and talk, they can do things, but will they adapt to different situations? That's why you see sometimes some people cannot talk well or function well if you move them from their comfort zone. Can they operate outside their comfort zone? Transactional leaders are people who can work in a particular field because that is what they're used to. They know the steps, they know the strategy. You go, boom, you give them that transaction, they can carry on that transaction in an applicable manner. Transformation, you have transformational leaders as well. You have a transformational leader. Do you have a transformational leader who can transform life, who can transform the product, who can get you a total quality management? Total is the whole, it's not a half. That means from production to sales to after sales. Because when you're doing business, you need to know after sales. Did what I did, was it right? Did I do it in the right manner? Is it ethical? Do I do it in a way that the business will function well? Did the customer get the right result? What was the outcome of that result? What impact did I make with that customer? You need to know all that. That's the total quality management. It's from the beginning to the ending to after sale. Business doesn't stop at selling to your customer or providing the services to your customer. It moves on to after you sell to the customer. Have you seen sometimes you've done business with bigger company? After a year, they call you back to say, oh, let's say insurance, your car insurance is due for renewal, even though you don't even have that car. They call you and say, oh, do you know your car insurance is due for renewal? The term of business have finished. It's coming to an end, but they don't want it to stop there. They want it to be an ongoing concern, an ongoing concept. So what they're going to do with you, they're going to call you closer to the time of ending the business for them to see how. They will call you after they've sold to you to see, oh, did we do it right? That's why you see some people, even on like phone calls, your phone provider, they'll send you questionnaires to say, did we serve you well? What, the time you called, did we answer to the problem? Was the feedback right? Was the services we provide right? Always get this saying, learn from these big companies. They get, for them, you see the good thing with these big companies, they've got experienced staff, they've got new graduates, they've got people who know what they're doing, they've got people who are actually just normal people, which no degree, no qualification, but they know what they're doing, they're experienced. They've got people who are trained and qualified. They've got fresh graduate. That's why most of the time they do graduate scheme to recruit fresh graduate into the thing, because then you need to work with concept, and concept need new idea. As we were talking about improvement, continuous improvement. If for you to be the best, it's continuous improvement. It's not just a one-day thing. It's just like people, most of us that do business, we go to 1 or 2 seminars and then we stop. We don't do it continuously. They say what amateur do on a one-off basis. That's what professional will do every day. You have to do it every day for you to improve on your businesses. You need to do feedback. You need to get feedback from your customer. You need to serve them well. Let's serve them well. Let's work together in a way that your business will be the best, in a way that you'll be able to make money. So let's put all these things, get a clear vision, get a clear strategy. Make sure you use the strategy. Improve on your operational effectiveness. It is always necessary. And check your management team. Check who do you have in your management team. Because leadership, the role of the leadership is key to strategy. Getting the right management will give you the right, will make them operate well. Because you would have got this pretty idea. Have you got a pretty idea, but you don't have the right people to formulate it, or the right people to move on with it? So that's what you need. Your leadership is key. You need to know, how do I improve my operational effectiveness? How do I improve my management? Even though that is not a strategy, but you need to know, you don't confuse the two. Get people who think right, strategic thinking. And because that's what this point come to the previous one, which I said, get them people who actually have strategic thinking. Because your manager have to have clear, distinct operational effectiveness from strategy. Both are essential, but the two agendas are different. Operational agenda involve continual improvement everywhere. There are no trade-off. Failure to do this will create vulnerability to your operation, and even for the company, for good strategy. The operational agenda is a proper place for constant change. Your idea, your aim, your objective, you need to change it, you need to check it, you need to improve on it. Always try to do relentless effort. Always try to do best practice. Always do best practice in order for you to operate well. Unique positioning, making trade-off, tighten your feet. Improve continuous search to tighten your feet. Find out where is the leakage. Where do I have something that is not right? What can I do? What can I bring in? Who can I bring in? How can I get it right in order for you to work well? It is a continuous program. It's not one day. Sometimes you might do things and you think it didn't work well. See, how can I improve it? What can I do? Where can we make the shift? Because we need that productivity. Business is about productivity. How do you produce at the end? That's the result. Business is about result, productivity. Can a business change their strategy? Yes, a business can change its strategy. You can change a strategy. Maybe the strategy is not right. The goal can be the same, but the strategy is not right. Change the strategy. Go and see what went wrong. How did it go wrong? There's a kid program that normally says that after everything they see that, where did we go wrong? Where do we go wrong? You need to find out where did we go wrong? What was the point? What was the fact? What did we had? Who did we had? And how did it work? Coordination. Check if the coordination was right. The peers were right. Check everything and see. Check everything and see how you're going to get it. So you need to know, can we change your strategy? Yes, you can change your strategy. You can come up with new strategic position for you to rise, because the industry is changing every day. That's why I was telling you, see, I was talking about getting the right people. We're rounding up now. We're going just rounding up because it's just like we're just giving you the point to round up right now. Get the right people. If you want to change your strategy, get the right people. See where we're going to do. Do we have the right set? Majority of companies have to change the strategy because the industry is changing every day. The industry is changing every day. We always get new entrants. New people entering the industry, and they come with big ideas, they come with big strategy, with big new technologies, and they shoot in the market. So that's why sometimes you have to change your strategy. Don't change your goal, don't change your objective, don't change your aim. Aim at the same thing, aim at making the same impact, aim at the same objectives, get the same objective right, and you'll be able to work well. However, when it comes to choice, you see, strategic choice, when it comes to choice, see how you're going to get the new positioning. This all can be driven by the ability. That's what I'm telling you about the leadership. The ability, do they have the right ability? Get the right ability, the ability for them to get a new trade-off. Because if you're going to let go of certain things, or you're going to say, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, are the people that said not to do it, are they the right people that tell you not to do it? Or is it the yes, my yes, sir people? Because you've got some people who just say, oh yes, it's good. Did they check it? Did you know? Did you analyze it? Did you assess it? Did you get feedback to see whether that was good or that was bad? And why shouldn't you do it? So those are the things you need to do. Get the right system in place. Get the right funding in place. Get the right resources in place. And you will be able to get the right material, retail strategy. Get the right materials for you to operate well. Get the right feedback, because customer satisfaction, for you to make profit, is for you to satisfy your customer well. Customer satisfaction is one of the key things. That's why you get things like customer service model, which we call service, they will call it service model, or serve model, as in SERV, the model, but it's customer service model. These are things that you need to use. Check it. Do I have the right customer service model? Do I know what's customer service model in the first place? So those are the things. Customer service model involves different things, and how you can satisfy your customer. Is it reliable? The product I'm providing, the services I'm providing, is it reliable? Is it effective? Is it tangible? Can they see what we say we're providing? So these are the things. I'm not going to go to customer service model today, don't worry. But that's one thing you need to learn about. Check about customer service model, and you'll be able to know how you can deliver it to your customer. So thank you very much, our viewer, for watching. Once more, this is Noble People International Magazine, Noble TV, Here with me, I am your noble presenter for today. My name is Bernadette Abu. I hope you've enjoyed this program. Listen to this program. Share it with your friends and family. Listen to it over and over again, because some of these things you don't get it in one go. As I said, the woman was not built in a day, but listen to it over and over, maybe 2-3 times, then you'll be able to get the concept in what exactly we're sharing with you. We hope you've enjoyed this program. Thank you very much, and God bless you all for watching Noble People TV, and we hope you join us for the next program coming in. Thank you, all our viewers. God bless you, and have a blessed night. Goodbye, and till next week, we'll join you again.
At Merit Abode Nigeria Limited, we have flexible payment plan. No matter how small your income is, you will definitely have a land of your own and have a building on it. Yes, trust me.
My friend, they don't bring the bill, like just 12,000 naira.
See, that person wey wise, now you go teach the person wey no wise. Now you go pay this bill. Me sef, I wan buy land and build house. Shikena.
Correct. Now true talk be that oh. Now the person wey wise go teach the person wey no wise. For your own land, just come to Merit Abode Nigeria Limited. Number 1B, Alfredo Laya Street, Awuse Estate, Okpebi, Ikeja. Our telephone numbers be 0809 067 3078 and 081 7344 7111. Expecting you.
My friend Dakpo, now here they enjoy you. For where? I no get money to waste. Oh. All little money where I get, now investment. Now my friend Daily, now they spend money anyhow.
At Merit Abode Nigeria Limited, we have flexible payment plan. No matter how small your income is, you will definitely have a land of your own and have a building on it. Yes, trust